Hello and good evening. It's a proud day for all Indians as Indian-American Abhijit Banerjee has won the prestigious Nobel Prize for Economics along with his French-American wife Esther Duflo and another American economist Michael Kramer for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty. We'll be getting you details on the MIT Professor Banerjee's feat on Newsnight tonight. I'm Gautam Roy. And we'll also be talking about National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, who's been stressing on a comprehensive approach to countering terrorism today at the NIA's annual conference in Delhi at a time when Pakistan is on a sticky wicket on the issue of terror financing at the crucial FATF meet, which is ongoing in Paris right now. But first, as always, our headlines. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval lashes out at Pakistan, says it has made terrorism an instrument of state policy, stresses on stopping of terror funding as an effective way of eliminating terrorism. Postpaid mobile telephony services restored from today in entire Jammu and Kashmir. Mobile phones ring once again in all 10 districts of the Kashmir Valley. Governor Satyapal Malik says people's security and safety are the administration's top priorities. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says the process of amalgamating public sector banks is going on smoothly. Efforts to boost liquidity are also bearing fruit. Assures resolving matters related to customers' interests after a meeting with PSU Bank CEOs. Indian-American Abhijit Banerjee bags this year's Nobel Prize for Economics along with his French-American wife Esther Duflo and another American economist Michael Kramer. Prime Minister Modi congratulates the winners. Election fever rises in Haryana and Maharashtra. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses a rally in Ballabgarh. Says people's interests and development of Haryana are the BJP's top priorities. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi also addresses the rally in Haryana's New. Union Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan urges Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to bring jet fuel and natural gas under the ambit of GST to reduce multiplicity of taxes and improve business climate. Says India's oil and gas exploration sector will see investment of $118 billion by 2024. Wholesale price inflation eases to more than 3-year low of 0.33% in September, mainly due to falling prices of fuel and certain food articles. Wholesale price index-based inflation was 1.08% in August this year and 5.22% in September last year. And former India captain Sourav Ganguly is all set to become next BCCI president. Files nomination papers unopposed today. Formal declaration awaited on the 23rd of this month. Well, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval today stressed on better information gathering and investigation to counter terrorism in the country. Speaking at the NIA conference of all anti-terror squad chiefs in the national capital, the NSA dwelt on several aspects of the global war against terrorism, which ranged from countering terror funding to perception management with the media's help.
India has once again put Pakistan on the mat over terrorism. Addressing a meeting of the anti-terror squad chiefs in the national capital organized by the National Investigating Agency, the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval said that Pakistan has been supporting terror for years and it has been its instrument of state policy.
The first and the most vital is to know who is the terrorist. What is he planning? Who are his targets? Where is he getting his weapons? Where is he stored them? Who is giving them money? Who are their overground supporters? Which are the countries, if at all there are any foreign-sponsored terrorism? And we know that today terrorism is one of the phenomena that is supported and gets its support and sustenance from the sources abroad. And some of the states have mastered their this thing in that. And here, in our case, the Pakistan has made it as a part of its, as an instrument of state policy.
The NSA said that all the agencies concerned need better coordination for information gathering to prevent the terror attacks and well-honed probing skills to nail the terrorists if an act of terror has been carried out. He laid stress on countering terror funding and radicalization. He also praised the NIA for its work in helping rein in terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir.
Do you know the impact that the NIA has been able to make on the Kashmir terrorism is more than any other agency has been able to do in the recent thing. Tremendous contribution of theirs. They have followed the cases very diligently and very intelligently, and they have pursued the matters, which has put the pressure at the right places. And the persons who were the mercenaries or the persons who were being paid by the foreign agencies, they probably had to control their activities or stop their activities to some extent.
Speaking at the meeting, NIA Chief Yogesh Chandra Modi informed that the agency's record so far in cracking terror cases has been 90%. He said that Bangladesh terror outfit Jamaat-ul-Mujahideen has been spreading its tentacles in Bihar, Maharashtra and South India. The NIA has shared names of 125 suspects with security agencies.
अब तक के मामलों में हमारा कन्विक्शन रेट 90% रहा है, जो कि एक जांच एजेंसी के तौर पर इस मुकाम तक पहुंचने के लिए एनआईए के अधिकारियों व कार्मिकों के साथ राज्यों के पुलिस बलों का महत्वपूर्ण योगदान रहा है.
The NIA IG Alok Mittal also made several revelations about terrorist activities during the meeting of the country's top anti-terror agencies chiefs. He informed that in the main terror funding case, charge sheet has been filed against terror outfit chiefs and top separatist leaders. During its investigations, the NIA has found Pakistan's hand in terror funding in J&K. With Shailendra Mishra in Delhi, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
So, a multi-pronged effort is required to eliminate terrorism, but right now what is happening is that the world has a golden opportunity to send out a cut and dried message really against terrorism and its supporters. Key plenary of the Financial Action Task Force, that's the FATF, which is a world body to counter terror funding and money laundering among other corrupt financial practices, is underway in Paris these days, where Pakistan's fate hangs in balance. It's been in the FATF grey list for over a year now. It was supposed to come out and come good on certain parameters to counter terror funding, which it hasn't. And it remains to be seen if Pakistan finally goes into the blacklist or not. And if it does, it could spell doom for its economy.
Pakistan is under a lot of pressure at the Financial Action Task Force, or the FATF meeting currently underway in Paris, France, to rein in terror groups operating from its soil. The Pakistani delegation will apprise the task force about the steps it has taken to comply with the requirements. However, at the ongoing plenary of the FATF, chances are high that Pakistan will be retained on the grey list or even put on the blacklist due to its dismal compliance in case of 40 recommendations set by the task force at the time of its inclusion in the list. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, while addressing a meeting of chiefs of the anti-terrorism squads in New Delhi, said that the biggest pressure on Pakistan comes from the functionaries of the FATF.
Actually, one of the biggest pressure that has come on Pakistan today is because of the proceedings of the FATF, I guess.
Ahead of the FATF's crucial decision on whether to blacklist the country, the United States revved up further pressure on Pakistan and said that it must prevent terror groups from operating on its soil and prosecute top Lashkar-e-Taiba operatives along with its leader, the terror mastermind Hafiz Saeed. Alice Wells, head of the US State Department's South and Central Asian Bureau, also welcomed the arrest of 4 leaders of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jamaat-ud-Dawa in Pakistan. Pakistan was placed on the grey list by the Paris-based watchdog in June last year and was given a plan of action to complete it by October 2019 or face the risk of being placed on the blacklist along with Iran and North Korea. According to a report released by the Asia Pacific Group, chances are high that Pakistan will be retained on the grey list as it has complied with just one of the 40 recommendations set by the global anti-money laundering watchdog at the time of its inclusion. The report underlined that Pakistan's regulators have very limited understanding of the money laundering and terror financing regimes. It also stated that corruption, drug trafficking, fraud, tax evasion, smuggling, human trafficking and organized crime were major predicate offences to money laundering and areas of high risk. If Pakistan continues with the grey list, it would be very difficult for the country to get financial aid that it desperately needs from the IMF, the World Bank and the European Union. This will further make its financial condition precarious. The FATF is an intergovernmental body established in 1989 to combat money laundering, terrorist financing and other related threats to the integrity of the international financial system. Bureau Report, TD India.
Well, this is the correct juncture then to bring in our InFocus tonight, which is terrorism, a scourge. Agencies need better coordination. Now, we talk about this with RSN Singh, former RAW officer and strategic expert who's come to our studio. Good evening. And of course, PK Mishra as well, former additional DG BSF and senior fellow of the Vivekananda International Foundation. First, to you, RSN Singh, what do you make of what the NSA had to say, not just in the context of Pakistan and combating terror financing, but a comprehensive approach to tackling terrorism?
No, interestingly, I mean, a significant amount of space and time was devoted during this Mahabalipuram summit, between Xi Jinping and Mr. Modi on the issue of radicalization and terror. And the statement that was issued, the joint statement, said that de-radicalization and terrorism is a threat to multi-ethnic and multicultural societies of the two countries. Now, it was a clear reference to jihadi terror, and this was I mean, also an acknowledgement that China also faces radicalization and terrorism, it's in Xinjiang province. But the interesting fact, I must tell you this, that yes, they did speak about de-radicalization. Mr. Gokhale also said that it is a common challenge to both the countries. So that's a very, the emphasis is on common. But in the larger perspective, if you see, I mean, it is terrorism which has, jihadi terrorism which has isolated Pakistan internationally, and this isolation has enabled China to make inroads, get Pakistan into the strategic embrace, and then all this China-Pakistan economic corridor, the strategic inroads to Gwadar. So at some level, we both the countries we understand, but that it's a, but then it's a strategic considerations far outweigh the threat posed by Pakistan for China, and therefore maybe I'm not doubting. I'm not trying to be trying to conjecture or trying to guess what is going to happen. But it will be very difficult in financial task force to put Pakistan in the in the blacklist, given China's strategic interests, which I just tried to explain.
Yes, and interesting that you brought in China right at the top, because Mr. Mishra, what we also know is that in the FATM, it's China who has a chair. China is president now.
Yes, FATF is, in fact, it is now China which is chairing, and today if we see now, of course, there is a pressure on Pakistan, and Pakistan is trying its best. Last about 1 month, Mr. Imran was behind this, and he has gone to a lot of countries, Arabian countries. He has gone to China. He had a talk with Xi Jinping just before his arrival in Delhi, and he is trying his best, but definitely I think he cannot manage himself. He may manage to come out from blacklist, but grey list will be there for Pakistan, because the way he is handling, in fact, it is a state-sponsored terrorism which is being done by Mr. Imran and Bajwa, and this low-cost war which they are now raging against India, it is just to gain political mileage, political objective and strategic objective. He wants to gain it through this, and this is known to all FATF members, and I don't think it's very well known where Osama bin Laden was found, and who all are not there in Pakistan. So this more strategic gaining strategic importance through terrorism, through terror funding, and sending jihadis, training jihadis, and this will not take the country in a good speed, and it will never, they will never come back to I think they will be retaining that because of help from China. Perhaps Xi Jinping, the way he came out with his speech before coming to India, whatever may be the thing, we are with Pakistan, and Pakistan, we are great friends of Pakistan since long. I think that gives a channel, the channel is clear that perhaps China may agree to keep Pakistan in grey list. But even if Pakistan gets the grey list also, they will be facing problem for getting funds from International Monetary Fund, and IMF will never pass any funds to China and to Pakistan, and Pakistan is going to face it very badly. Because you see, what our ATS and STF and state intelligence authorities and central intelligence authorities, what all they have already gained in India. Yes. We have a lot of proofs against Pakistan. It has been fed to United Nations. It has been given to FATF.
But you know, these proofs, even the NSA also talked about this.
Mr. Nobel also spoke like
yes, that the agency should gather more proofs, because even the kind of proof that they have right now, of course, people have been prosecuted here. But as a state sponsoring terrorism, Pakistan, we have to still build a case against it, don't we, Arsen Singh?
Yeah, absolutely. We have been trying at all forums, but ultimately you will have to fight your war against terrorism alone. I mean, if you get cooperation, it is it is welcome. It may be incidental. Now, I must remind you that when Imran was there at the sidelines of the UN meet, he addressed a seminar in New York, if I remember, and he spoke about Al-Qaeda, and Imran acknowledged that it was Pakistan which had trained the Al-Qaeda, and he was trying to portion the blame on the Americans that we trained it for you, against the Soviets. He actually spoke a lie. Al-Qaeda, the Soviet Union withdrew from Afghanistan somewhere in May '84, and Al-Qaeda came into being in October.
Much later.
October. That means he was telling the Americans, that look, we have made a U-turn. We have made a U-turn, but have you ever got any assurance from Pakistan that it has made a U-turn as far as India is concerned? And look, every country is trying to de-radicalize in its own way. The Tajiks are de-radicalized in their own way. There are, re-education centers, in Xinjiang province, to de-radicalize, Uyghur jihadis. And
Imran Khan doesn't know.
Similarly, sir, I think that even abrogation of Article 370 is a step towards a major step towards de-radicalization, and we must maintain the momentum. We should not lose the momentum. I again reiterate that abrogation of Article 370 was a major step towards de-radicalization. And lastly, the major problem for us, or in this part of the world, is the radicalization of the Muslims of the Indian subcontinent, not only within the Indian subcontinent, but they are a problem all over the world. They are a problem in UK. There were a few thousand Pakistani or Indian Pakistani origin Muslims in 47-48. Now their numbers have swelled to 1.5 million, and they are the ones who are most radicalized. So it is their radicalization from India feeds into
Pakistani origin people in other countries.
Absolutely.
Are you talking about Indian origin people in other?
No. Pakistani origin. Pakistani origin
there are
people.
A good number
That's
in
what
the
I'm
UK,
saying.
there are a very good number in Canada, in the US as well.
And the politicians in UK are feeding on them for for purposes of vote bank.
Yes.
So this is the reality. So what Mr. Nobel says is, it's a challenge. It's a challenge we have to face alone. I mean, these jihadi radicalization is not affecting homeland security of the United States. It is impacting.
No, but we have allies there, like Mr. Nobel said, that you use the media and have a media policy to these agencies as well. We have allies in the Indian diaspora too, don't we, Mr. Mishra?
Yes, sir. What Mr. Nobel has spoken, that media has got a great role to play, and it is not only the ATS, we should leave it only to ATS and special task forces to deal with it. All the central security forces and investigating agencies and also state investigating agencies. But the media, we should take all the media groups also along with ATS and STF, and we must brief the media what exactly we are doing, what in investigation, what exactly we found, what are the problems we are facing because of terrorism, and who all are funding them in India, and where are the sleeper cells are available. If we give it to media, definitely the whole country will come to know. All Indians will come to know through the media that what is all happening in Kashmir, what has happened after Article 370 was abrogated, how radicalism was taking place in Kerala and other places, what all Jamaat
yes,
now.
There are no ifs and buts in Indian media. Yeah. Indian media speaks in one voice.
Yes.
It's a voice very solidly against terrorism and those who perpetrate it. And Arsan saying the media not only can play a role as far as serving the purpose of the agencies is concerned, it's also it can play a huge, tremendous role in de-radicalization.
And on that score, we haven't done very badly. I mean, we have done well, I should say. For last so many years, I mean, there has not been any terrorist attack in the hinterland. Otherwise, you would recall those incidents between 2004 and 2008. There was a terrorist attack or a bomb blast every week. I mean, Sarojini, Jaipur, Ayodhya, Varanasi, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Bengaluru, Pune, Mumbai. I mean, you absolutely, correctly brought out that, look, what was happening was that radicalization in Kashmir was percolating down to the rest of the country. The rest of, after all, Pathankot attack, took place, air base attack. Pathankot is not in J&K, by the way. There were jihadis going, to fight in Kashmir, in Kupwara. They were from Kerala. From Kerala, people were going to Afghanistan to join the Islamic State. So Kashmir was, impacting on the fabric of the entire country, and therefore that is why I said there's a major.
Even now, I mean, the NIA chief also spoke about a danger from one of our neighboring countries, one of their
Jamaatul Mujahid of Bangladesh.
Yes,
see, and I must tell you that just one
the entire country.
There are increasing there are any number of inputs to suggest that they are now shifting their focus on Samudri Jihad.
Okay.
You see, what we are speaking about.
What exactly?
Samudri Jihad is, maritime terrorism, like 26/11 was a Samudri Jihad. So you have lot of, there are inputs to suggest that some jihadis have infiltrated through the Tamil Nadu coast. So, there's both the Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed.
Do you want to make a point, PK Mishra?
Yeah, you see, I add to it that it's not only in Maharashtra or Kerala also. We can also find out in Sar Creek, a lot of boats, they were abandoned.
Absolutely.
BSF has found a lot of boats abandoned in Sar Creek area. And what Mr. Nobel has pointed out.
And the latest one is drones.
And see the drones, it's not only 8, after that again in
the NIA is probing that too.
Yes. And now NIA has told about this eastern side, how ISI is playing its role again through Bangladesh, which Jamaatul Mujahid of Bangladesh or JMB or New Jamaat, because you see, you are having sleeper cells of them not only in West Bengal but also in Kerala, Jharkhand and Hyderabad and Bangalore. You have in Bangalore about 20 or 30 sleeper cells available of Jamaatul Mujahid of Bangladesh, who made that attack at Dhaka and Bardhaman blast in India. So they are again coming up, and their funding is being done again by this ISI group. And it is a geopolitical complex relationship which is coming up through ISI and through Mr. Imran along with AQIS.
So clearly then Arsan Singh, vigilance is it remains a paramount focus, and it remains at an all-time high, despite the fact that most of these people who've been conspiring against all of us have not succeeded. They've not succeeded because we've had good vigilance.
Absolutely, and but as you brought out, the use of drones and Samudri Jihad, new methods, new capabilities will definitely be employed by the Pakistan military, because remember,
we're acquiring hardware to conquer drones as well.
And because Pakistan rests only on one pillar, that is military, and military rests only on one pillar, that is jihad. So if you destroy jihad, probably Pakistan will collapse, the Pakistan military will collapse, and in turn Pakistan will collapse.
What about the drug trade? Because that also feeds a lot into terror funding. Do you feel that focus is sort of getting diverted from combating that? Because drugs were a huge contributor to terrorism, and they've been that for a very long time, not just in Pakistan but also in Afghanistan.
Yes, it is. I can well tell you, drugs is,
and
you see,
there's human trafficking being added. It's a $150 billion industry now.
Absolutely, it is. Earlier it was done only through the Golden Triangle area, and it was coming to India, and through India also it was passing to other countries, Nepal and other areas. It was coming from Golden Triangle through Myanmar border, that is through our Manipur and Nagaland and Mizoram border. But now you find it's coming now to India from Pakistan, but that's also in more or less in Punjab border, particularly in the Gurdaspur sector. So we have to be very cautious.
Because sadly, there's a market there.
There is a big market, and for the last 10 years it is continuing. For the last 10 years, and the quantity which has already come to Punjab from Pakistan, the market, it will remain in the market for another 20 years. That much of quantity of drugs which has come from Pakistan.
That is astounding.
And they want to finish our youth. And this is what will happen to us if we don't stop this coming from Pakistan. It is not only arms and ammunition. You are correct, the drugs are coming, with that even arms and ammunition are coming. We have already seen how from the drones they are dropping. Every drone can carry 2 AK-47 and ammunition and magazine fitted, and it has already come. They have already dropped, and a lot of arms were apprehended also. They were caught at Kathua while going to Kashmir, and a lot of explosives. They carry the explosives also. Now it's a nice thing that MHA has thought of giving anti-drone devices to Border Security Force, particularly in Punjab border. It will be deployed. I also suggest that we should have these anti-drone devices in Sar Creek area also with BSF, because Sar Creek is the only way where if we are keeping a track on Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea, we have to also see Sar Creek, because Sar Creek is a very big water body which is there with our land force of Border Security Force. We should also have coastal security, particularly Coast Guard with that also along with BSF, and give them some air cover.
Let me take you back, Arsen Singh, to the point that you were making that in terms of de-radicalization, abrogation of Article 370 is also a major step. Now today, mobile telephony services have been restored in the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir, particularly the 10 districts of Kashmir Valley, without of course internet being in the mix right now, because government has taken a very calibrated approach, a very well thought out approach to seeing how normalcy. It is normal in a sense that there is no violence and it's peaceful, but in normal sense, in restoration total normal life, that comes about in the valley post that decision.
Calibration is the key word, as you said, calibrated. It has to be calibrated, and people who are in the decision making position, I think they are best suited to take action based on the ground realities. I cannot prescribe a format or a timeline, and we should not. But it is my considered view that first we should address the concerns and assuage the feelings of those people who were victims of Article 370 for all along since 1940, 1950s, so 49. So let's not concentrate on wrong areas. Yes, everybody is. Everybody is affected. Remember what used to happen. When these restrictions were not imposed. How many casualties? For example, look at Shopia. Shopia, had 44 casualties. Just Shopia. last year, and it is this year it is not even more than 15. So that is the difference. So calibrated, calibration is the key word. And I suppose, I mean, it will take some time. It will take some time, I know, for things to get normal. But I am sure it with political intervention and economic intervention, which he tells me that he's just coming from Valley. He says that development is going.
Tell us about your experience.
Taking place at a great.
I just last fortnight I had been to Taral and Badgam area. I can well tell you, I have seen myself the way the development is taking place, both particularly with communication and business, and particularly with the orchards, our apple orchards. Earlier they were finding it difficult to dispatch it to India. Now the government of India is directly
buy the
purchasing
apples
it from
directly,
them.
yes.
And I saw it myself, and absolutely there is no fear with them. Of course, the deployment of our security forces are there. Now these people are getting their money direct from the central government, and it is being packed by government agencies and is being dispatched. Like that, the business is coming up. The educational institution, the way the educational institution and the sports, particularly sports for youths, that has come up, and scholarship are being given, communication also, road communication, air communication, everywhere it is the work has started. And
I mean, there were some recruitments for the army in the valley the other day,
forces,
and thousands of young men turned up.
The whole youth, they have defied radicalism and they want to join with the mainstream, and most of them, they want to join paramilitary force and an army, and thanks to them that they know that this is the only route to come back. And whatever has happened, it has happened, but the new India is coming. New Indian means new Kashmir. Kashmir is a part of India, and these youths, they are all Indian youths, and they are coming up, and they will get definitely their share. And I have seen 88 and 89 when these Kashmiri Pandits they come back in 1 week from Kashmir, they came to Delhi and they came to Jammu. But now after 3070 and 35A have been abrogated, perhaps I wish all these Kashmiri Pandits will go back, and all these Muslim brethren, they will invite them to go back to their own houses, and another again the bloom will be, the Kashmir will be blooming. Of course, what he told, it will take some time, because the way the development is taking place, I have seen it in my own eyes. I hope in 1 or 2 years Kashmir will get the normalcy, and all these people will go back, and particularly in the medical line, in power line, in educational field.
I'm sure if people
field,
go back, because
tourism also,
yes, because
they will come
yes,
they will come
go ahead.
No, I
go
just
ahead,
this about 3.5 million people in the valley are directly, indirectly dependent on this apple trade, apple crop, and you will be surprised that they have been under a lot of threat and intimidation from the jihadis.
Yes, they tried. They harmed people
from preventing them from marketing the produce.
Yes.
Because these apple orchards also serve as a hideout for the militants. So they have been under a lot of intimidation, and the guy, I'm aware of the fact what he said, that the government has made some very good arrangements to ensure that their produce is
well marketed.
But look at this,
and I wanted to ask Mr. P.K. Mishra, how is it visiting Kashmir when there is no internet, seeing beautiful fall weather there without the intrusion of all those WhatsApp messages and everything else?
Yes. See, when I visited there, of course, there was no communication.
So in a way, this is a really great time to go to Kashmir and enjoy.
I want to visit it again, because it has opened up. Today I spoke to Tandhar.
Yeah, have a digital detox.
Kashmir, and this nice of it, I spoke to some of my friends also in Kashmir, and I hope to go back again, because now the communication has been established, and I am just eager now that next week I am planning to again go there and see the differences which I saw last fortnight and this fortnight.
And people should plan, people should go. It's a great place to visit any time of the year, even if it's getting slightly cold now. But right now I'm sure the chinar leaves would be in a brilliant color there.
Yes, it will be the Chuna leaf, definitely it will be ready.
And whatever,
it
I
will
mean,
bloom it.
whatever restrictions
Yeah.
that have been put in place, this is to ensure, to safeguard these people
Yes.
from the
Yeah.
depredations of the Pakistan-based jihadis.
The radicalization.
And that will be tackled. That will be
And
tackled.
it is
It's
actually
happening. We're doing
to
it at
insulate the people
Yes.
who have been at the receiving end from, you know, the Kashmiri, the Pakistan.
I'm sure they're seeing the
jihadis.
difference. I'm afraid, gentlemen, we're completely out of time. I'm being told by my panel to wrap up. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm sure we'll be talking about it later on as well. Let's see what the FATF decides as far as Pakistan is concerned. But at the moment, well, what's happened is that all postpaid mobile services, and we've talked about this a bit, barring data, have been restored in the entire Kashmir Valley, J&K, of course, the entire state. The move has come days after the centre issued an advisory opening up the valley for tourists too. Earlier, schools followed by colleges were also reopened. Landline phones were also earlier made fully operational.
Nearly 70 days after the imposition of a communication shutdown in Kashmir, the government has restored postpaid mobile services in the valley.
Having reviewed the situation in Jammu and Kashmir, a decision has now been taken to restore mobile phone facilities in the remaining areas of Jammu and Kashmir. More specifically, all postpaid mobile phones, irrespective of the telecom service provider, will stand restored and be functional.
Landline services were restored last month in the valley. All postpaid mobile services, irrespective of the telecom operator, now stand restored. This covers all 10 districts of the valley. Some 40 lakh postpaid mobile phones have become operational.
टेलीफोन के जरिए ही टेररिज्म की एक्टिविटी बढ़ाई जाती है, मोबिलाइजेशन होता है, इंडोक्ट्रिनेशन होता है. हमारे लिए इन कश्मीरी भाई की जान जरूरी थी, टेलीफोन जरूरी नहीं था. और हमने कामयाबी के साथ सब लोगों की जान बचाई. अब खैर वो टेलीफोन भी खुल गया है, कारोबारी लोग भी आसानी से अपना काम कर सकते हैं, टूरिस्ट ने आना शुरू कर दिया है और अब कोई दिक्कत रहेगी नहीं. जल्दी इंटरनेट भी खुल जाएगा. जब तक इंटरनेट नहीं है, हमने इम्तिहान वाले और बाकी जो लोग हैं उनके लिए सुविधाएं की हैं, कियोस्क खोले हैं, डीसी के यहाँ सुविधा दी है.
People of the valley have hailed the move, saying that it will now become easier to talk to their near and dear ones.
जो आज ये फ़ोन चालू हुए हैं BSNL या कोई भी पोस्ट पेड सिम, तो बहुत खुशी महसूस हो रही है आज, क्योंकि फिर हमें एक दूसरे के साथ बात करनी है.
मोबाइल सर्विसेज शुरू होने से हमें बहुत ही खुशी है, क्योंकि हम अपने लोगों से बात नहीं कर पा रहे थे. नेटवर्क चालू हो गया है और हम आशा करते हैं ये ऐसे ही बरकरार बनी रहे.
Landline telephony was resumed partially in the valley on August 17th, and by September 4th, nearly 50,000 landlines were made operational. In Jammu, the communication was restored within days of the communication shutdown, and mobile internet was started around mid-August. However, after its misuse, internet facility on cell phones was snapped on August 18th. Bureau Report, DD News.
Let's in fact get you a ground report now from Srinagar. My colleague and our correspondent Kumar Alok is there. Kumar, how's it there? You know, this afternoon mobile telephony got restored in the entire state, all 10 districts of the Kashmir Valley. The people must be very happy.
It's a historic decision by the government of India and government of Jammu and Kashmir. आप ये समझ सकते हैं किस तरीके से ये इतनी बड़ी उपलब्धि है, खास करके कश्मीर, जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों के लिए ये अपने आप में अकल्पनीय है. जब सरकार ने संवैधानिक व्यवस्था के तहत जो भी 5 अगस्त के बाद जो निर्णय लिया था, चाहे वो 370 का मुद्दा हो, चाहे वो 35A का मुद्दा हो, और उसके बाद से जो यहाँ पर घटनाएं घटी, उसके बाद से सरकार ने खास करके मोबाइल और इंटरनेट सर्विसेज को वो किया, इसके लिए किया कि खासकर आतंकवादी जो गतिविधियां हैं उस पर रोक लगाई जा सके, और जो भी आम और गतिविधियां हो सकती है जो सरकार पे और राज्य के लिए नुकसानदेह साबित हो सकता है, उसको लेकर के कैसे प्रतिबंध लगाया जा सकता है, सरकार ने लगाया। लेकिन उसके बाद से आज जो सरकार ने ये निर्णय लिया, ये अपने आप में ऐतिहासिक निर्णय है और सारे लोग यहाँ पर खुश हैं। मैंने काफ़ी लोगों से बात की मोबाइल सर्विसेज के शुरुआत होने से। अब उनको एक और खास करके इंटरनेट सर्विसेज के लिए है, इंटरनेट सर्विसेज और प्रीपेड मोबाइल के लिए है कि इंटरनेट और प्रीपेड मोबाइल कब शुरू होता है, सरकार कब शुरू करती है। क्योंकि खासकर अगर हम बात करें हज जो जाने वाले यात्री हैं 2020 के लिए, तो 2020 के लिए सरकार ने साफ ऐलान किया है कि ऑनलाइन उनका होगा, 100% डिजिटल होगा। तो 100% डिजिटल अगर होगा तो उनको ऑनलाइन रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना होगा हज यात्रा के लिए। तो उसमें अभी 10 अक्टूबर से उनका डेट निकल गया है, 10 अक्टूबर से 10 नवंबर तक उनका डेट सिंप्लीफाई किया गया है गवर्नमेंट की ओर से। तो अगर ऑनलाइन रजिस्ट्रेशन 100% हो गया है तो इसका मतलब है कि यहाँ के जो लोग कह रहे हैं कि अब इंटरनेट सर्विसेज भी शुरू कर दिया जाएगा एक आध दो दिन के अंदर या 4 दिन के अंदर। तो ये एक अपने आप में सरकार की ओर से सरकार ने जो भी निर्णय लिए हैं यहाँ पे, आपको मैं बता दूं कि जो बोर्ड का एग्जामिनेशन था 10th और 12th एग्जाम, 10th 11th एंड 12th जो एग्जामिनेशन है उसका डेट सरकार ने निकाल दिया। उसके अनुसार उसके अलावा एनडीसी का जो चुनाव होता है, नेशनल जो डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल का जो चुनाव, लोकल चुनाव होता है, उसका भी सरकार ने ऐलान कर दिया है। तो एक तरह से कहा जाए कि पूरा व्यापक तौर पर अगर कहा जाए तो सरकार का ये जो निर्णय है, सरकार ने ये जो निर्णय लिया है काफी सोच समझ के लिया है और सरकार लोगों के हित में लिया है।
जी, और ऐसे में राज्यपाल ने यह भी बताया कि बाकी जो गतिविधियां हैं किस तरह से वो भी एक तरह से सामान्य होती जा रही है, तेजी पकड़ती जा रही है। पर्यटकों का आना है वो भी तेजी पकड़ रहा है अब, और कारोबार तो चल ही रहा है। बाजारों में हमने देखा कि कैसे रविवार को बाजारों में बिल्कुल गहमा गहमी थी, भीड़ भाड़ भी थी। लेकिन वो लोग जो इस तरह की परिस्थितियों का गलत इस्तेमाल करना चाहते हैं, उनका एडवांटेज उठाना चाहते हैं, वो ये ना समझें कि अब उनके लिए एक मौका हो गया है क्योंकि मोबाइल चालू हो गया है तो वो कुछ गड़बड़ी कर सकते हैं। उसको एक संदेश देने के लिए सरकार किस तरह के और खासकर सुरक्षा एजेंसियां क्या कर रही हैं?
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात होती है पेट की बात होती है। तो अगर आप 90% 95% कश्मीरियों की अगर बात करें, एक कश्मीरियों के बारे में ये भ्रम फैला दिया गया है कि सारे के सारे लोग आतंकवादी होते हैं, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है। 95% लोग ऐसे हैं जो रोज कमाते हैं, रोज खाते हैं और उनका अपने देश के प्रति हमारा समर्थन है, उसी तरह उनका भी समर्थन है। लेकिन 5% लोग जो हैं, चाहे वो पत्थरबाजी करने वाले लोग हैं, चाहे वो आतंकवाद के समर्थन के लोग हैं, चाहे वो पाकिस्तान समर्थित आतंकवादी गिरोह के समर्थक हैं, तो उन 5% लोगों ने पूरे कश्मीर को बदनाम किया है। तो कश्मीर अगर देखा जाए तो सरकार ने जो निर्णय लिया है, एक बहुत बड़ा निर्णय लिया है। 70 सालों में आपने 370 या 35A की जो भी बात हो रही है उसमें क्या किया है आप अगर हम देखें कि चाहे फारूक अब्दुल्ला की सरकार हो, चाहे महबूबा मुफ्ती की सरकार हो, चाहे कांग्रेस की सरकार हो, उन्होंने क्या किया है 370 के मामले पर लेकर के, अगर 370 को स्पेशल स्टेटस का जो मामला है उसको देकर आपने कश्मीरियों को न्याय किया है, तो आज कश्मीरी भूखे क्यों हैं, आज कश्मीरी डाउन ट्रेडन क्यों हैं, उसका जिम्मेवार कौन है और आप लोग इतना आगे मालामाल क्यों हैं? तो समझने की बात यह है कि कश्मीरी भी समझ रहे हैं, कश्मीर की जनता भी समझ रही है कि सरकार ने जो निर्णय लिया है वो बिल्कुल उनके हित के लिए लिया है।
जी बिल्कुल, आगे भी ऐसे ही होता रहेगा, ऐसी उम्मीद पर अभी आपके साथ शब खैर कहते हैं। थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग अस फॉर द मोमेंट एंड लेट्स होप दैट थिंग्स गो एज प्लान्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट एंड द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड द पीपल ऑफ कोर्स कीप doing better as well along with the circumstances as they improve. Thanks for joining us for the time being, Kumar Alok. Now, Indian-American Abhijit Banerjee, his wife Esther Duflo and another economist, Michael Kramer, have jointly won the 2019 Nobel Economics Prize for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty. Banerjee and French-American Duflo both work at the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, while Kramer is at Harvard University. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has said that the research conducted by this year's laureates has considerably improved the ability to fight global poverty. It added that they have introduced a new approach to obtaining reliable answers about the best ways to fight global poverty.
The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has today decided to award the Sveriges Riksbank Prize in Economic Sciences in memory of Alfred Nobel for 2019 jointly to Abhijit Banerjee, Esther Duflo and Michael Kramer for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty.
Well, 58-year-old Abhijit Banerjee was educated at the University of Calcutta, Jawaharlal Nehru University and Harvard University, where he received his PhD in 1988. He is currently the Ford Foundation International Professor of Economics at MIT. And with Banerjee, Duflo also wrote Poor Economics, a radical rethinking of the way to fight global poverty, which won the Financial Times and Goldman Sachs Business Book of the Year award in 2011 and has been translated into more than 17 languages. Duflo, whose 46-year-old former advisor to ex-US President Barack Obama, is the second woman and the youngest ever to win the Economics Nobel Prize. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi has joined a euphoric nation in wishing Banerjee for his rare feat. He congratulated Abhijit Banerjee on winning the Nobel Prize for Economics, saying he's made notable contributions in the field of poverty alleviation. The PM tweeted congratulations to Abhijit Banerjee on being conferred the 2019 Sveriges Riksbank Prize in Economic Sciences in memory of Alfred Nobel. He has made notable contributions in the field of poverty alleviation. The PM also congratulated Esther Duflo and Michael Kramer for winning the Nobel. Now, election heat has been rising in Haryana and Maharashtra. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held his first poll rally in Haryana today in Ballabgarh. He took on the opposition on a range of issues from abrogation of Article 370 to the Rafale fighter jet. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi was also in Haryana's New today, wooing voters. Take a look.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his campaign for BJP in Ballabgarh area of Faridabad on Monday. He took a swipe at the faction-ridden state unit of the Congress, saying his political opponents in Haryana used to ask him who is the captain. He said the tables have turned now, with the Congress trying to pull together its factions that are at odds with each other.
संयोग देखिए, जो तब मुझसे कैप्टन को लेकर सवाल करते थे, वो आज अपनी बिखरी टीम को ही समेटने के लिए एड़ी चोटी का जोर लगा रहे हैं.
Terming Congress anti-reform, he charged the Congress and like-minded opposition parties with opposing each and every reform in the country.
हर परिवर्तन के सामने कांग्रेस और उसके जैसे दल दीवार बनकर के खड़े हो जाते हैं.
Without naming former Haryana Chief Minister Om Prakash Chautala and his family members jailed in a teachers' recruitment scam, PM said government recruitment in the past meant nepotism and corruption and landed many political leaders in jail. The scenario, he said, has changed now.
हरियाणा में सरकारी भर्ती का मतलब पहले होता था रिश्वतखोरी और युवाओं से लूट. नौकरी के लिए जितने तरह के खेल होते थे, उन्होंने यहां के कई नेताओं को जेल तक पहुंचाया है. ये स्थिति अब बदल चुकी है.
Taking on previous Congress-led regimes at the centre for using delaying tactics on one rank, one pension, Prime Minister said around 2 lakh ex-servicemen from Haryana benefited from the rollout of OROP during his first stint in power. Terming Congress's opposition on partial abrogation of Article 370, Rafale deal and other issues linked to national security as anti-national, PM assured that irrespective of their protestations, the BJP is committed to national security and modernization of defence forces. PM Modi will address public meetings in Dadri and Kurukshetra on Tuesday.
ये कितना भी विरोध करें, कितनी ही साजिशें करें, राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के लिए, सेना के सशक्तिकरण के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रतिबद्ध है और हम उसे लगातार गति भी दे रहे हैं.
Leading the opposition charge, former Congress President Rahul Gandhi addressed a poll rally in New in Haryana, attacking the BJP over centre's decisions like GST and demonetization.
पहले नोटबंदी, आप सबसे कहा काले धन के खिलाफ लड़ाई है, सबको लाइन में खड़ा किया. उस लाइन में आपने अनिल अंबानी को देखा था क्या? खड़ा था क्या? वो अदानी खड़ा था उसमें. एक काले धन वाला उस लाइन में नहीं खड़ा. उसके बाद गब्बर सिंह टैक्स जो बचा था वो भी आपके जेब से निकाल दिया. हाँ, कोई है जो कह सकता है हाँ जीएसटी से मुझे फायदा हुआ है? कोई एक यहां पे है आदमी? एक आदमी को फायदा नहीं हुआ.
Haryana goes to polls on 21st October. Counting of votes will take place on 24th October. With Urmilesh Bhatt and Ballabgarh, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Today initiated efforts on multiple fronts to assure all efforts are being made to keep the economy in good shape. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman sought to allay apprehensions about liquidity in the economy and also assured investors that the process of deep economic reforms will continue. She said that amendments are being made to the Companies Act so that it doesn't look punitive, and added that efforts are being made to ensure that due payments are released to MSME sector by large corporates.
Centre is taking many steps in tandem to boost the economy. Addressing the India Energy Forum, the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that amendments are being made to the Companies Act so that it does not look punitive. She added that the course of deep reforms will continue.
We have taken every step to make sure the atmosphere to invest is going to be friendlier, not just in terms of reducing the regulatory mechanisms and their calibrations and to make it all simple, but also to make sure the tax incidence itself is brought down. There are amendments being made to the Companies Act so that it doesn't look punitive, it doesn't look driving towards punishment, but more towards compliance.
The Finance Minister also met with the CEOs of the public sector banks. This was the second meeting of the Finance Ministers with the CEOs of the PSU banks in less than a month. The meeting discussed various issues including progress in credit offtake as part of efforts to prop up the economy. Public sector banks alone have disbursed 81,781 crore rupees in the first phase of the outreach program between 1st to the 9th of October. Of this, as much as 34,342 crore rupees has gone to new entrepreneurs.
Outreach program was conducted before the Durga Puja, and in those camps from 1st to 9th October, an amount of rupees 81,781 was disbursed in the camps and in the branches. New term loan was 34,342 crores.
Sitharaman, while briefing the media, said that Corporate Affairs Ministry has the list of those companies who have an aggregate outstanding of more than 40,000 crore rupees to the MSMEs.
The Corporate Affairs Ministry has a complete list of companies which have stated that they owe MSMEs only, nearly 40,000 crores. That is disclosed by these companies in the MCA website itself.
On the issue of capital infusion, the Finance Minister said that work is underway and all the bank boards are taking important steps in this direction. And on the PMC bank issue, the Minister said that the RBI Governor has said that the interest of the customers will be kept in mind and a favourable solution will soon be found. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Over 100 British Indian organisations have written to UK's Labour Party chief Jeremy Corbyn, expressing deep dismay over UK's main opposition party abandoning its long-standing position on Jammu and Kashmir as a strictly bilateral matter of India and Pakistan. The letter by the British Indian organisations further stated that the emergency motion passed at the recent Labour conference is not acceptable as it seeks to interfere in the internal matter of and between third countries and is drafted in a one-sided and divisive manner. The letter said that at a time when Brexit has already created deep divisions within our country, that is in the UK, the last thing we need is to further divide different communities within the UK while destroying diplomatic relations with the world's largest democracy and long-standing valued strategic partner. Former Prime Minister H.D. Deve Gowda has praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the making of the world's tallest statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in Gujarat. Recently, H.D. Deve Gowda visited Gujarat's Kevadia, the site where the Statue of Unity is established. He recalled that Ahmedabad Airport was renamed as Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Memorial was built in his hometown in Nadiad in Gujarat in the past. He also said that it had been made more attractive and indigenous, and that is why people across the globe are visiting these places and enjoying the beauty of both the Statue of Unity as well as Sardar Sarovar Dam. Later, Prime Minister Modi had expressed happiness after H.D. Deve Gowda visited the Statue of Unity. Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has urged Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and GST Council to make a beginning by bringing aviation turbine fuel and natural gas under the ambit of GST to reduce multiplicity of taxes and improve business climate. There has been continuous demand from the petroleum industry for inclusion of petroleum products under the GST regime. Given the complexity of petroleum sector and the revenue dependence of state governments in this sector, petroleum products have been kept outside the ambit of GST regime. Including ATF and natural gas will not just help companies set off tax that they paid on input, but will also bring about uniformity in taxation on fuels in the country. Addressing the India Energy Forum and the SERA week, the Petroleum Minister said that the government is focusing on making India a low-carbon economy.
On this occasion, I have appealed to the Honorable Finance Minister to look into this concern of our industry. At least natural gas and ATF. In India, aviation industry is emerging and growing in a double-digit, moving towards double-digit growth. And natural gas, where Prime Minister is very conscious about to provide cheap and clean energy to all its citizens. Through our CGD initiative, we are going to cover 70% of Indian population. Looking into that, we have appealed to the Honorable Finance Minister, at least ATF and natural gas should come in the ambit of GST. So,
French oil and gas major Total SA has acquired 37.4% stake in Adani Gas Limited, promoted by the Adani Group, for 5,662 crore rupees. The acquisition is the largest foreign direct investment in India's city gas distribution sector, with the deal giving total joint control of Adani Gas. The expanded partnership will develop regasification terminals, including Dharma LNG on the east coast of India, market liquefied natural gas, that's LNG, domestically, and through Adani Gas target to distribute gas to 7.5% of India's population. This strengthens the partners' commitment to making big stride towards India's vision of promotion of natural gas and clean energy. Let's now get you a quick sports update. And Saurav Ganguly has filed his nomination papers for the BCCI president's post. This is at the BCCI headquarters in Mumbai today. The BCCI's elections have been scheduled to be held on the 23rd of October, but with Saurav Ganguly being the only candidate to file his nomination papers for the top post of Indian cricket, he is set to be elected unopposed. 14th of October is the deadline to file nominations for 5 office bearers posts up for grab in the electoral process, and today is the 14th, and the time is long gone. With the election of the new president, Supreme Court appointed Committee of Administrators, that's the COA stint, will also come to an end after 33 months. This 8-man team announced by Rajiv Shukla will try and get BCCI back in order.
बीसीसीआई के प्रेसिडेंट के तौर और पिछले 3 साल से बीसीसीआई में एक ऐसा सिचुएशन था जैसे आप इमरजेंसी कह सकते हैं, तो उसको ओवरकम किए सारे मेंबर्स ने। और ये जो टीम आई है, जो 8 लोगों का नाम राजीव जी ने अनाउंस किया, उनके साथ मिलके बीसीसीआई को पहले जैसा लाएंगे, बिकॉज देयर इज लॉट ऑफ वर्क टू डू। यू नो, इंडियन क्रिकेट, स्पेशली एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, हैज टू बी द बेस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड, एंड दैट्स हाउ इट हैज बीन ओवर द इयर्स. For the last 3 years, as you all know, as I said, it was a type of an emergency situation, and hopefully it's going to be normal and smooth functioning from here now on.
Saurav Ganguly, who has got a vast experience of being in CAB, in BCCI. He was the most successful captain of Team India. So we have selected him as a president. Mr. Jaisai, he has contributed a lot in BCCI. For 9 years, he has been attending the BCCI meetings. He is building the biggest stadium of the country in Ahmedabad.
So once the Dada of Indian cricket will be the big daddy of Indian cricket very soon in the administrative side. All the best to Saurav Ganguly in that role come and starting the 23rd of October. And that's all we have for the moment in Newsnight tonight. But all the latest continues right here on DD India. Stay with us.